9. Madison Payne. In the New 52, Future's End storyline, Tim Drake finds himself in a surprising new relationship. This time, he's engaged to Madison Payne, a character who doesn't initially seem central to his story but leaves a lasting mark. While their romance isn't packed with emotional exploration or drama, it becomes a significant chapter in Tim's life, especially when Madison later transforms into the hero Firestorm. 8. Tam Fox. One of Tim Drake's most notable civilian relationships was with Tamara Tam Fox, the daughter of Lucius Fox. Tam quickly became a fan favorite when she was introduced during Tim's Red Robin series. Unlike some of his more complex and superheroic romances, Tam's connection with Tim felt refreshingly grounded. Tam played an essential role in keeping Tim centered during his time as Red Robin. Their relationship was built on a sense of trust and mutual understanding, offering Tim a respite from the chaos of his vigilante life. However, despite the strength of their bond, Tam's time alongside Tim was relatively brief, lasting only about 2 years before her character was phased out of the storyline. While their romance didn't have a long run, Tam Fox left a lasting impression as one of the few who brought stability to Tim Drake's often tumultuous life. 7. Ariana Zurchenko. Being Tim Drake's first love, she was introduced in the Robin 3 storyline, where Robin teamed up with Huntress to take down the KG Beast. While the beginning of their relationship wasn't explicitly detailed in the comics, Tim and Ariana's romance developed naturally and lasted for a considerable amount of time. Ariana represented Tim's first civilian romance, offering him a more relatable, grounded connection amidst his adventures as Robin. As his first girlfriend, their relationship paved the way for the many romantic entanglements that would follow in Tim's life. 6. Stephanie Brown. Stephanie Brown, who has taken on the mantles of both Batgirl and Spoiler, is often regarded as Tim Drake's most significant yet complicated love interest. Their romance began during a time when Tim was still dating Ariana Zurchenko, which made things a bit tricky. At first, Stephanie, fighting as Spoiler, seemed more romantically invested in their budding relationship than Tim was as Robin. What started as playful flirtation between the two young heroes soon grew into something more genuine. Their romance, however, faced its share of obstacles, with none other than Batman often standing in the way of its growth. Whether through his protective nature over Tim or his concerns about mixing romance with vigilantism, Batman unintentionally created friction between the two. Despite these challenges, Tim and Stephanie's relationship endured through various storylines, cementing them as a beloved and dynamic couple in the DC universe. Their connection has spanned years, evolving with each phase of their personal growth as heroes. 5. Zoe Wilkins was another noteworthy civilian love interest for Tim Drake. Unlike some of his other relationships, it took a while for things between Tim and Zoe to develop romantically, but once they did, the pair shared some genuinely heartfelt moments. Despite the potential of their relationship, it was relatively short-lived, serving as another example of how Tim's civilian romances often faced insurmountable challenges. Zoe, like many of Tim's other non-hero partners, ultimately became a casualty of his double life as Robin. Their relationship highlighted the recurring theme that Tim's personal life always seemed doomed to fail under the weight of his responsibilities as a crime fighter. 4. Greta Hayes. While Robin was in a somewhat steady relationship with Spoiler, a new character entered the scene, Greta Hayes. Greta, tragically murdered by her brother, known as the Villain Harm, was caught between life and death. Taking on the alias Secret, she became a member of Young Justice and developed an unrequited crush on Tim Drake. Although there was never a true romance between Secret and Robin, her feelings were intense. This affection eventually led to a dramatic confrontation. Her jealousy escalated into a chaotic fight with Spoiler across Gotham City. Despite the tension, the situation eventually calmed down, and Secret's romantic interest in Robin faded as time passed. 3. Jubilee. The idea of two heroes from different worlds forming a romantic bond is intriguing, and for Tim Drake, one of his earliest superhero relationships came in a very unconventional way. During the Marvel vs. DC crossover series, Robin found himself paired with none other than Jubilee from the X-Men universe. Their relationship was unique and, unfortunately, short-lived due to the nature of their existence in separate universes. Despite this, the two shared a remarkable chemistry that fans took notice of. It was a brief but interesting glimpse into what could have been if they had more time together. 2. Lynx. Across the various versions of the Lynx character, DC repeatedly tried to make her a fitting match for Tim Drake. One of the more notable attempts was with Lynx 2, but even then, their romantic connection never truly blossomed. Their relationship leaned heavily on flirtation, following the familiar pattern seen between many heroes and villains. While there was certainly potential, the dynamic between Tim and Lynx 2 always seemed destined to remain superficial. The tension never developed into anything deeper, leaving their relationship as a fleeting connection that ultimately didn't go anywhere. 1. Cassie Sandsmark. One of Tim Drake's most noteworthy romantic entanglements in the DC universe was with another superhero, Cassandra Sandsmark, also known as Wonder Girl. Their relationship was marked by complexity, especially since it began in the wake of Superboy's death, a loss that deeply affected Cassandra, who had once been involved with him. This backdrop created a unique and somewhat tangled dynamic between Tim and Cassandra. Despite the challenges and emotional baggage, the two characters exhibited a strong chemistry that couldn't be ignored. Their bond evolved over the years, navigating through various storylines and emotions, making their connection a memorable and significant chapter in both of their lives, even if it never fully blossomed as it might have. And that's the video, folks. I hope you enjoyed it. Be sure to watch more videos that will appear on the screen right now. See you later.